Yo, what's going on YouTube? I'm Blitz5 and today's video is about the Halo 5 beta. So this beta has been out for a couple of days now. I've put in about 3 hours into the game so far that's like playing online. And I'm going to talk about the game so far, my thoughts on it. Here's some of my gameplay on the map midship. You saw the little intro screen. They have both the Spartans kind of show themselves, the red and the blue team, and I guess that will help when each Spartan is different. It will kind of give a customization feel to the game. Right there, picked up an easy kill on somebody that wasn't moving, but you know what, practicing my DMR shots for later in this game. So I'm still picking up, how long it takes to kill everybody with each gun. I used to be really into that when the game first started, like Halo 2, Halo 3. When I was really into the Halos, I knew how long each gun took to kill somebody. And right now, I've been out of the Halo franchise for a while, moved to Call of Duty, so my game is off. I actually don't know how many shots it takes between the BR and the DMR. I know the BR is 3, but I don't know if the DMR is 3 as well. It might be 3 or 4. It's definitely pretty quick. But while I'm talking about weapons, I've noticed that all the weapons in this game seem much stronger than they did in the past. The biggest thing you can notice is the assault rifle. Previously, in the games that had the assault rifle, which like most of them, I felt like you would be shooting your assault rifle and then you would either have to throw a grenade or melee them after to get the kill to ensure that they died. So in this game, if you're using the assault rifle, you can kind of take them out. If you're hitting them in the head, you can take them out with like half of your clip or like 3/4 of your clip, and you don't even have to reload or anything like that. And that's a huge difference. Sometimes in this game, it's better to just shoot at someone's head than to throw a grenade and then try to like shoot them and then melee them, right? Because that's kind of the old technique that I used to do when I was playing Halo back in the day, a lot of Halo 2. You kind of throw a grenade off a wall, the person turns the corner, they hit the grenade, and then you shoot them with the assault rifle, right? And then they, their shield's already lowered because of the grenade, and you kill them. In this game, it doesn't really work like that, and I found out right here the shield disappears and I got shot in the face. But I feel like if you turn a corner and there's 2 of you guys, you're better off just start shooting as fast as you can and trying to be the most accurate and hit him in the face with the assault rifle, and you'll get the kill most of the time. So that's pretty interesting. Even the pistol is really strong. You just see me switch to it right here. I prefer using that over the assault rifle. A lot of times I'll just be running around with the pistol. And it's really strong in this game. It shoots kind of fast, so it's hard to maintain the accuracy because you kind of just want to sit there and hold down the trigger. Or hit the trigger repeatedly as fast as you can. But I almost noticed that in this game, when you kind of slow down your shots just a little bit, it helps you kind of aim, and then you can get those like perfect headshot kills and kill them in like the least amount of time. And it's pretty nice. It's easy to just start shooting really fast and then to kind of get off track. And another thing with like transitioning from that, I'll talk about like kind of the sensitivity and how the game feels when you're running around. It definitely feels like a traditional Halo game. The style is definitely a little bit different. It seems like the contrast is like really high. It's like really like the colors are really deep, I guess you could say. There's like a lot of different colors. It's kind of dark and shiny. It's definitely futuristic feeling. But you almost feel like you still feel robotic when you move around, but it's not too sluggish. And the dash makes that a little bit nice. It's kind of like moving into the new Call of Duty Advanced Warfare transitioning of FPS games. A little bit faster. The sprint is really nice. You kind of get around the map much quicker, which is good because sometimes Halo could feel a little bit sluggish depending on the game style. And nowadays, it's hard to keep up with so many of these fast-paced games. I like that. If you do sprint and dash, you can move around a little bit too fast. It seems like you're getting across the map a little bit too quickly. But the downside is when you sprint, you can't recover your health. So it's actually one of the trade-offs for when you're sprinting. So if you've lost your shield, say you're like running with the sword, you kill somebody with the sword and you sprint away, you won't recover your health. So it's kind of like a really good balance. And right here, I think I pick up the sword. The sword is actually really hard to use in the game. I guess I didn't see it, or I don't know if it disappeared or not, or if that guy didn't have it. It looked like he did. But the sword is really hard to use in this game. And I kind of like that. It's definitely a little bit more difficult, but I also do miss the overpoweredness of the sword. And it's not called the energy sword anymore. It has like a different name, like the Prophet's Bane or something like that. And right here I'm using the submachine gun. This is another gun that got a huge buff in the game, it feels like to me. In the previous games that had the submachine gun, it just felt like it was kind of pointless to use unless you were dual wielding it with a pistol, or maybe dual wielding 2 submachine guns at the same time. And now they made the submachine gun have a true purpose because they buffed the assault rifle a little bit. But it seems to shoot a little bit slower, but it's just like stronger. The submachine gun is definitely like the strongest gun you could get when you're at close quarters with you. If you're within like 10 feet of somebody in the game. You could just hold down the trigger, and there's really no way they're going to beat you with any other weapon. I mean, there's not all of the guns that are out in this game. For example, like on this map, there's not a sniper rifle or a shotgun or a rocket launcher, and there's only 2 maps available right now. So I haven't seen any shotguns or rocket launchers. There's really only the submachine gun, the assault rifle, the BR, the DMR, the pistol, and a sniper rifle. That's all I've seen, I'm pretty sure. So they haven't given us a taste of like everything that's out there and how strong the shotguns will be, but it looks like every gun kind of has a purpose. Obviously, having the SMG, the assault rifle, they're really close. Same thing with like a DMR and a battle rifle, but they do have their purposes in different situations. So I like that. It seems like every gun is definitely viable. And moving on from that, I guess throwing some grenades. I'll talk about the grenades in this game. Basically, I'm just going to give a rundown of everything that I've been experiencing in the game so far. So the grenade throwing is really good. It reminds me of Halo 1 where you kind of throw the grenade really strong, like in a line. So it looks like it's not going to go that far, but it ends up going decently far, and it's kind of straight. It doesn't have like a huge arc on it. So you can kind of bomb grenades across the map. It's kind of weird, but sometimes like I found myself like, because it throws itself straight, it kind of is confusing, and I would like underthrow it because I thought it would arch a little bit more than it would, and it didn't. So I just kind of was aiming up and rocketing the grenades across the map. Of course, midship is pretty small, but still, it seems like they're going to be able to throw them really far, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing in this game. I guess it's pretty good. You want the grenades to have some kind of distance. I never thought in Halo 1 they were overpowered or anything like that. You can only hold 2 of each grenade at a time, so it's not like it's going to get crazy overpowered. But I definitely did feel like I was getting attacked by grenades sometimes. I would be in a certain spot of the map, and their other team would be throwing grenades at me, and there's like nothing I could do about it, and they could pretty much hit me from anywhere. So that's good. I like throwing grenades in games. I think it's good that the grenades are strong. But one thing I noticed that's a negative, and this goes for some of the weapons too, when you throw a grenade and switch weapons, it takes a long time. I don't know if I'm just used to that from other video games or playing Call of Duty, and you have the perk like Quick Draw where you can kind of change your weapons quicker. But in this game, I don't know what I was doing right here. Oh, I think I was checking to see if they left because it looked like there was less people on the map. Like the action kind of slowed down. And I was looking at the X's here. You could see, I think 2 people on the bottom right, Beast Mode and someone else, had left the game because their name remains an X even after a while. Like, I don't think they're ever responding, so I guess they quit. And I think this game has a hard time getting people joining in. I actually don't think you can join in if someone quits. There's no joining in the match at all. Well, I guess that makes sense because that's like a Halo thing. That's only like Call of Duty where people join back in. But going back to what I was saying, so excuse me, like the switching weapons and grenade throwing seems really slow. And like sometimes I would be like shooting someone with my assault rifle, and I would go to change my pistol because they were kind of moving away from me. So I figured like, hey, they're farther distance away. Their shields are down. I could probably be more accurate with a pistol and get a headshot and just finish them off. And they would just kill me, even though they were moving farther away with like an assault rifle, right? So I found like it's just worth it to keep shooting, and it doesn't really pay off to switch weapons unless you're fully out of ammo or something along those lines, right? So I don't know. There are no class systems right now. Like in Halo 4, you might remember if you played it. If you didn't, they kind of made class systems like Call of Duty where you start with a certain kit, like a certain weapon, certain secondary. And it doesn't seem to have that so far. I really hope they don't have that because to me that kind of ruined Halo a little bit. But if they do that, I could see them doing some kind of like perk system where they would make it like your weapons change faster and stuff like that because it really is slow. And right here, you see how you use the sword nowadays is you kind of sprint to gain speed. Like right now I'm not getting my shield back, so I think I'm going to stop running soon. And then the timer goes down, and then eventually I'll be able to regain my shield again. So what you do, the strategy with the sword now is you kind of get a sprint going, and then you can jump B, which B is the dash in the game, and then you get closer, and then you could hit them because you have to be pretty close now, and it's like it doesn't go red, so you get super close in it like the very last second. So it's really it's more finesse. You have to be more finesse when you use it. Like you have to give it more finesse and like kind of weave around the map and make sure you're playing really smart because you can't just kind of like auto lock and fucking fly across the map or whatever and hit somebody. So definitely a lot of sprinting, and the air dashing is huge. It's only one dash. Like in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, there's 2 dashes. If you double jump, there's like a second dash, and in this one, it's just one, and you can do it in any direction, which is pretty nice. And right there, you saw me just do the ground and pound. So this is pretty good for anyone who hasn't played Halo 5 because this really shows pretty much everything in the game so far except for the sniper rifle. The ground and pound, when you jump in the air, you hit the right thumbstick if you're playing with the default controls. And you go into this mode where it shows the ground. If it's white, that means you can fly to that destination. If it's red, it means you're not high enough to go there. So that was confusing me for a little while because I kept trying to hit somebody and it would go red and I wasn't dashing anywhere. But it's really hard to get a kill with the ground and pound. You have to pretty much be right on top of them. I've only gotten one kill so far, and it's because the person wasn't moving. So every time I've been close to somebody, it kind of just takes their shield off, and they kind of bounce out of the way. Now, I've really lost this guy here for a second. So I'll ground and pound, it kind of hits them, and they kind of bounce away from me because I didn't exactly hit where they were. And to be honest with you, it's kind of hard to aim, and you can't aim it north and south, vertically. You can only aim it left and right. So if you do a ground and pound to the ground and he's kind of above where you are or a little bit farther straight ahead from you, you can't move it in that direction. You can only really go left and right. So you have to hope that he's running underneath you and you catch him at the perfect time, land on his head. So the odds of that happening, especially in Halo, people are going to be sprinting around, boosting around, jumping. It's really, really hard to get a ground and pound kill in this game. I've been trying since the game came out, and I still haven't gotten one on somebody that's actually playing. Right here, I was on top of the map, and I was going to try to jump into the sky, ground and pound, and hit somebody for one of the final kills. Unfortunately, there isn't a kill cam in this game. I know that's not a Halo thing, but I think that every FPS game should have a kill cam now. After Call of Duty doing that, and some other games copying it, I think it's really fun. And I almost got the ground and pound there, but he got inside. So I hope Bungie would consider doing that one day, but I don't know. 343, but it might be a little too late now for them to do it. And I think that pretty much sums up so far my Halo 5 experience. I've been doing okay, having some good games, some bad games. Definitely takes a while to get used to. The hardest thing for me was, I almost got that one there if that guy didn't kill him, is adjusting to the controls. You play the older Halo games, and the right thumbstick is zoom and L is throw grenade. Then you play the newer Halo games, and they're almost like Call of Duty, but not really there. And then this Halo game is a mix of the two, so it really screws with your brain, because you're it's Halo, I wanted the old Halo controls, and some of the controls are the same, but some are different. And then, L is aim now, and there's a little bit of that aim down sight zoom in thing, which is nice. But it really kind of screws with your head, so it takes a while to get used to the controls. And other than that, I don't really have any complaints about the game so far. It seems really fun. Hopefully, we won't have any server connections when this game comes out, and we'll get a release date soon. So if you have the Halo MCC game, download the beta. If not, you could check out on my stream. I play live on twitch.tv/Blitz5 and Friends. Thank you for watching. Blitz5, I'm out.